Did you have any of those lies that you believed growing up that you had no idea where they came from? That like if you ate a piece of gum, it would stay in your stomach for 7 years. Or after you ate, you had to wait 30 minutes before you went swimming, otherwise you would get a cramp. These things are categorically untrue, and yet we somehow just spent a lot of our lives believing them, not knowing where they really came from. I wonder today, as we look back at the original lie that Satan gives to Adam and Eve, that maybe there's something there for us. If you look at Genesis chapter 3, Satan comes into the garden after God has set up Adam and Eve for flourishing. And he says this to them. He said to the woman, "Did God really say you must not eat from any tree in the garden?" The woman said to the serpent, "We may eat from the trees in the garden, but God did say you must not eat the fruit from the tree that's in the middle of the garden, and you must not touch it or you will die." "You will not certainly die," the serpent said to the woman, "for God knows that when you eat it, your eyes will be opened and you will be like God, knowing good and evil." I want you to notice two things about this original lie. Satan comes after two things as he lies to Adam and Eve. He gets them first to doubt God's word. Did God really say that? Is that really what he meant? That's the first thing he goes after. The second is this: you will not surely die, but he knows that you're actually going to be like God, and he doesn't want that, because the second thing that he gets them to doubt is God's character. That he now says that not only can you not trust God's word, you can't trust his intentions for you because maybe he's holding out on you. See, this is the lie that was in the garden, and it's still the same lie today, that Satan comes after us and tells us to doubt God's word and to doubt his character. And we know how the story goes, that Adam and Eve end up sinning. They end up eating of the fruit that they weren't supposed to, and their response is to hide in shame. Now, while this is the saddest part of the story, it also tells us so much about God's character. That as it goes on to say that God was walking in the cool of the day in the garden, as they are hiding, God's first thing out of anything that he could say to them is, "Where are you? Where are you?" And he's not saying that because he doesn't know where they are or because he's surprised by what they have done, but he's calling them out of hiding, already knowing what they've done. That tells us so much about God's character right there. And he goes on to ask another question. After Adam says, "Well, we were hiding because we were naked and ashamed," God's second question is, who told you that? Who told you that you were naked? See, God is asking them, who told you that you were to be ashamed and that you were to be afraid and that you were to go hide? I wonder for you today if you need to hear that same question. That maybe you've started to believe some lies along the way about who God is, his heart for you, his word, and maybe you're stuck hiding in sin and shame. And maybe you think, oh, that situation, that's beyond redemption. God's failed me there. I think he's holding out on me. My friend, who told you that? Who told you that? And was it actually God himself, or was it a lie that we've picked up along the way? My encouragement to you today is, if you find yourself hiding from whatever sin or whatever shame you feel like is beyond repair, beyond redemption, that God is looking for you, saying, "Where are you?" Not because he doesn't know where you are, but because he's calling you out of hiding and calling you to himself.